So the Browns franchise is total poverty. Let's be real here. On paper, they have a great roster. But do they ever get the job done? No. That is why the main man Buster Cherry is here to restart the Cleveland Browns franchise. And if you're wondering what that means, I'm going to be doing a fantasy draft for the Cleveland Browns, completely restarting their team. I'm only going to be doing the first 5 picks, and then after that I'm going to let the AI pick our team because I feel like it would be a little bit too overpowered if I got to choose every single pick and just have my own fantasy draft, because there is a way to manipulate fantasy drafts and you can just cheese the living crap out of them, dominate a simulation. But anyways, guys, apart from that, let's see what our first fantasy pick is. So we are going to have pick number 23 in the draft, and Max Crosby just went off the board, which is really unfortunate. But I am still going to choose a 99 superstar X Factor in Aaron Donald, arguably the greatest defensive player of all time. So even though it says I reached, definitely didn't. He is going to be an amazing addition for the team. With my next pick, I am going to be keeping Nick Chubb to the Cleveland Browns. Sorry, Nick Chubb, you're going to be tied down to this franchise for the rest of your life, as you are going to be our second round pick. With my next pick, I'm going to be taking defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence. He should have superstar X Factor. For some reason in my rosters, I do have Dexter Lawrence as an X Factor, but for some reason in fantasy drafts, EA just didn't update the fantasy draft, dev traits. I don't know why, but I'm going to give him X Factor. Dexter Lawrence is going to be another addition to our beastly defensive line. Next, I'm going to be taking the young Devontae Smith, who should have superstar dev. I don't know what's up with these rosters. For some reason, EA just decided not to give these guys their correct dev traits. But anyways, Devontae Smith is going to be the pick. And for our 5th and final pick, I'm picking up free safety Anton Winfield Jr., 5'9", 203, great ratings. And yes, I'm leaving our quarterback up to chance, as this is our 5th and final pick in the draft. So this is the team after the draft. We have Anthony Richardson, Nick Chubb, and Bijan Robinson. Crazy. Devontae Smith, Jacoby Myers, CJ Uzama. O-line's looking pretty good, especially with Jason Kelsey. Defensively, the D-line looks crazy with Brian Brzee, Kwity Paye. We even got Tyree Wilson, Kyrus Barnes, Aaron Donald, Dexter Lawrence, of course. Derek Stingley is the only good DB we have here, but having Trayvon Merrick and Anton Winfield Jr. is great as well. Starting out as an 81 overall team is pretty good in my opinion. I like this a lot. We're doing pretty good. Who's this? I don't know who Blackman is, but he's going to be... no, that's fine. Alontae Taylor can be my sub DB. But what are we going to do? I think I'm going to go multiple zone run, and then I'm going to go base 4-3, 4-6. I'm going to do 4-6. Keep the Cleveland offense. I'm going to do the Kansas City defense. We're going to rock out with that and see what we got at the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark, as we are 3-4, bottom of the division. Looks like Justin Jefferson is on the Bengals. Hold up. We gotta see these teams real quick. Let's see what we have here. Gotta quote-unquote retire them. Ravens are in 83. They still got Roquan, Jalen Waddle, Trevor Lawrence on there. 83 is the highest. 84 with the Steelers having Derwin, Derrick Henry, and Joey Bosa. Texans got Devontae Von Miller, Cam Jordan. 84 is the highest I've seen so far. Buccaneers, Dalvin Cook, Jalen Hurts, Brian Burns. Yeah, the Buccaneers are going to be crazy, especially with their playbooks as well. Falcons overpowered with Joe Burrow, Marlon Humphrey, Justin Tucker. Dude, wow. Lions, Max Crosby, Trent Williams, Jamar Chase. Man, these are some stacked teams. I don't think... Is there any team below an 80? Everyone's an 81. So really, an 81 really isn't that good of a team. Colts are an 80. That's the lowest I saw it. We're an 82. Wow. There's no team below an 80. That is quite surprising. Anyways, let's see what we got here for the scouting national focus. I'm going to keep Anthony Richardson, if I'm being honest. I'm going to do probably defensive back is what we need the most. We're going to go into defensive back here, and then we're also going to see what we have for the players ready to negotiate. Since it's a fantasy draft, I highly doubt we'll have anyone to negotiate. Usually they're just on 4-year contracts. Never mind. Okay. gotta get these contracts right. Gotta get Jason Kelsey right as well. Gonna pay him 3 years as well. Hopefully he stays all 3 years. Trayvon Merrick, I do want back as well. Please resign. He resigns. And anyone else? Justin Pugh. Dalton Kincaid is here. Didn't even know that. It's crazy. Everyone else is fine. Not just gonna let everyone else walk, including Dalton Kincaid. I could care less. Anyways, let's move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, 11-6, top of the division. You got to trust the process. I mean, our passing game sucks, and our points per game sucks, but hey, rushing game is 6, baby. Coming off a loss to the Steelers, who are 8-9. Stats and awards, let's see what we have. Anthony Richardson. Okay, solid for his rookie year, I guess. 12th best offense, 2nd best defense. 4,200 yards, 33 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, not bad. 99 pass rating, needs to go up. Nick Chubb, 13 touchdowns, 4.9 per carry, 1,400 yards. Devontae Smith, 1,300 yards, 14 touchdowns. Jacoby Myers, 3 touchdowns, 943 yards. Defensively, Kyrus Barnes, 111 tackles for a loss, 18 for Aaron Donald, sacks 26 for Aaron Donald, 9.5 for Kwity Paye, interceptions 6 for Trayvon Merrick is actually crazy. 0 safeties, 0 defensive touchdowns, but let's see what we got against the Baltimore Ravens to see if we can move on to the divisional round in the first year of restarting the Browns franchise. We do. 31-23 here to face the Cooper Kupp Buffalo Bills. 10-7. Let's see if we can beat them to move on to the divisional round in year 1 of the restart. And we are in the conference championship here to face the Saquon Barkley Los Angeles Chargers. Let's see if we can beat the Los Angeles Chargers to move on to the Super Bowl. Here we are against the Los Angeles Chargers in Cleveland, as it is a 3-0 start for the Chargers. 3-7 now, 10-7. They got Barkley, so they're still going to put up numbers for sure. 17-7, 24-7. Not looking good for us on the restart. 24-13. Come on, offense. You got to put up points. I think that's going to be wraps. Yeah, it's going to be wraps. It doesn't matter if we score. But, yeah, nice fight. 31-20 as the Chargers are moving on to the Super Bowl, and we're going to lose in the conference championship year 1. They have C.J. Stroud. Okay, let's move into the offseason. And 2 teams who have never won a Super Bowl before are in the Super Bowl, and the Chargers take it over the Lions as Devin Lloyd wins the Super Bowl MVP. Kenny Pickett on the Bills wins the league MVP, so I guess it's the Bills playbook that's just overpowered. We might want to try that. Doug Peterson wins Coach of the Year. Titans gets Josh Jacobs. Aaron Donald on the Browns wins Defensive Player of the Year. Drake London with the Saints wins Rookie of the Year. That's interesting. What if he went there in real life? Aiden Hutchinson on the Panthers gets the Defensive Rookie of the Year, which really that's already passed. But anyways, let's see if there is any roster upgrades for the team. Anything offensively. Devontae Smith gets X Factor. Defensively, Clark gets Star Dev. That's awesome to see. Trayvon Merrick gets Superstar Dev. Anything else? No, I don't see anything else. Anyways, let's move into the re-signing. In the AFC North, Andy Lee retires for us. I didn't even know we had that as our punter. That's fine. Well, let's see what we got for the players ready to negotiate. Justin Pugh, everyone else here, not really interested in. I don't know if there's going to be anyone in free agency, but let's check it out. So it turns out the Browns do not have a first-round pick. So with my second-round pick in the pick 30 in the second round, Tarvarius Godwin out of Ohio State, hidden dev, slot corner, 5'9", B's across the board. He had some elite jumping, so that's why I picked him, and he is going to be our DB number 2. In the 4th round, I'm picking up left guard Lonnie Preston out of LSU, 6'4", 314, hidden dev, 86 strength, A's and B, 1A and 1B, but hey, for a 4th round pick, he's not bad. So this is the team after the draft. Preston is a 74. That's a great 4th round pick. I'm going to change our scheme to the Buffalo Bills playbook, because if Kenny Pickett's getting league MVP at a normal development at like a 72 overall, it's got to be baller. We got to check it out. Probably. Yeah, there it is. Passed it the first time. Anyways, let's see what we got for the defense. 72 on Godwin, but that's fine. I'm going to make him the DB2, and I want him to be in the slot as well, so that way he can get as many reps as possible. But anyways, guys, apart from that, it's year 2. Let's move in to the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 4-3, top of the division, scouting national focus. I think we are going to be doing tight end this time. I know that seems a little bit weird, but Sujay Uzama will not cut it for us. Let's see what we got for the players ready to negotiate. We should have a 1st round pick this year. Nick Chubb, you're staying with the team whether you like it or not, bud. No, not negotiating. Move on. I'm sure we will be at the end of the season. You count on it. Jacoby Myers, he needs to re-sign. He's back. I like that you can actually have re-signs here, because it used to be in a fantasy draft. He's not coming back. It used to be in a fantasy draft. They would just be on a 4-year contract, so free agency would be irrelevant. CJ Uzama's already regressing. Don't need DeAndre Carter. Don't need Will Fuller. Don't need any of those guys, but I still do want Kyrus Barnes and, of course, Nick Chubb back. So anyways, guys, apart from that, let's move in to the playoffs. First off, wait, hold up. You're telling me we play the Ravens week 7, and then we play the Bengals, then we play the Ravens? Didn't even bother to separate it just a little bit, bro. Come on. We play three rivalry games in a row. Come on. Let's move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs as we are 12-5, top the division. Okay, so it's the Buffalo offense and the Kansas City defense is what we need to do all the time. Blowing out Buffalo with their own offensive playbook. 42-7 in Week 18. Here to face the 87 overall Kansas City Chiefs. They're always going to be baller no matter what. Anthony Richardson, good year other than his pass rating. Second best offense in the NFL. Second best defense. 4,800 yards, 35 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 99 pass rating. I need it to be like 103, please. But Nick Chubb, 18 touchdowns, 5.1 per carry, 1,400 yards. Devontae Smith continues to ball out. 1,400 yards, 11 touchdowns. Josh Reynolds, really? 10 touchdowns, 1,100 yards, doing better than Jacoby Myers by far. And Kyrus Barnes, 100 tackles for a loss, 21 for Aaron Donald, sacks, 20 for Aaron Donald, 15.5 for Kwity Paye. What a breakout season. Dexter Lawrence with 9.5, and Tyree Wilson with 9.5. That is a lot of sacks for those 4 players. And interceptions, 4 for Trayvon Merrick. Wow, he's really balling out with these interceptions. 1 safety for Aaron Donald, and 0 defensive touchdowns. Aaron Donald's probably going to get back-to-back Defensive Player of the Year. Let's see what we got here against the Kansas City Chiefs. To move on to the divisional round, we beat them 31-24. And we are back for our revenge. It's not the conference championship, but let's see if we can beat them in the divisional round and move on to the conference championship. We do. 38-27 here to face the 13-4 Miami Dolphins, who probably have the first seed. They're an 85 overall, but so are we. Let's see if we can actually win this conference championship to move on to the Super Bowl. Here we are against the Miami Dolphins. 7-0 start. Huge run by Nick Chubb. 7-7 start now at the end of the first quarter. 14-7 now. They respond. 14-14. Come on, offense. 21-14. They respond to every score that we had. They score right back, but 28-17. Come on. 28-20. It's a one-score game. That scares me. You got to at least put up a field goal, please. Thank you. 35-20, and we are going to be moving on to the Super Bowl as your restarted Browns are already in the Super Bowl after year 2. Wow, Bryce Young in the conference championship. It looks like these rookie quarterbacks are just balling out. Here we are against the Myles Garrett Philadelphia Eagles. Man, Myles Garrett on the Eagles, but hey, we got Aaron Donald. Is there any team upgrades? From what I can see offensively, Preston's only a start av. Josh Reynolds really didn't get an upgrade? Interesting. Let's see what we got. Defensively, Tyree Wilson's still the same. Kwity Paye, as much as you don't like it, I'm giving Kwity Paye superstar dev. The dude had 15.5 sacks in a season. That's a great season, having 15.5 sacks. So Kwity Paye is going to get superstar dev. And then Godwin, did he come with superstar dev or did he get it? He came with it. W, bro. Massive W pick by me, Godwin. And he was in the late second round, too. I didn't even have a first round pick on him. Anyways, apart from that, let's move into the Super Bowl against the Philadelphia Eagles. Here we are in the Super Bowl as it is a 0-0 start, really. A lot of punts, but 3-0. Finally, we strike first. 3-3. Defense is just holding strong, and that's what happens whenever you have the second best defense and the second best offense. But come on, offense. 10-6. 13-10. Come on. Fourth quarter. You gotta put points on the board to win the game. Did you know that? Yeah, it's a crazy philosophy, but you know you have to get into the place where it's called the end zone to win the game. It's crazy, I know. But 16-10, we're gonna lose the Super Bowl, but we can still make it back another year. We're gonna run it back. Deshaun Watson, Myles Garrett, and Za'Darius Smith are all in the Eagles. What a revenge tour. Let's move into the offseason. Your Super Bowl MVP is Deshaun Watson, and he wins the league MVP. I guess he just needs the right playbook. We're switching to the Eagles now, imagine. No. But we've already seen the team upgrade, so apart from that, let's move into the re-signings. In the AFC North, Bobby Wagner retires on the Steelers, and Shelby Harris retires on the Baltimore Ravens. Let's see what we have for the players ready to negotiate. I know Nick Chubb is here. Let's just give him player-friendly this time to make sure he stays. He stays. And we got Kyrus Barnes. I'm just going to give him the exact same offer. We made it all the way to the Super Bowl. Come on. There you go. He resigns. CJ Uzomah can walk. Everyone else here don't have an interest in. I'm going to peek at free agency, but there's probably not going to be anything good there. And once again, I do not have a first-round pick, which proceeds to show you how poverty this franchise is. But I'm getting tight end Darren Timmons out of Wisconsin, 6'6", 251, hidden depth, solid athleticism, A break tackle, B catching, B awareness, seems pretty solid. Here we are moving into year 3 with the restarted Browns. Timmons is only a 67, but we're just going to deal with it. That's what we got. We got this guy named Thompson, I guess, in the later rounds. That was the AI that did that, but still, got a great team built around us, an 85 overall team specifically. Godwin, I still want him to be DB number 2, of course. D-line is amazing. But anyways, guys, apart from that, it is now time to move in to the midseason mark for the 3rd season. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 5-2, top of the division, highly contested division, scouting national focused for the final season. What do I want that to be? I think I am going to go maybe depth at linebacker would be nice. Don't necessarily need anything. Maybe a slot receiver now that Josh Reynolds will probably leave after this season and he is regressing pretty hard. But players ready to negotiate. Anton Winfield Jr. needs to stay for the final season. So very player friendly. I'm passing out these contracts more than your girl gets passed around. Quiddy Pay, superstar dev. He gets re-signed. Nick Needham. He isn't bad depth. I'll re-sign that. And I can find a better fit in free agency than don't have interest next time. Oh, it looks like my dogs didn't like that idea, but Josh Reynolds, Peyton Turner, nobody here is really an interest to me. So anyways, let's move in to the playoffs. And here we are once again in the playoffs, 11-6, top of the division, here to face the Buffalo Bills. Coming off a win to the Chargers. Stats and awards, let's see what we got here. We got Anthony Richardson balling out. 11th best offense in the NFL and the 2nd best defense. Where does he rank on the MVP list? Wow. Kenny Pickett continues to ball. Anthony Richardson at 2 for MVP, the runner-up. Almost 4,900 yards, 48 touchdowns, 14 interceptions is too many, but 107 pass ratings, great. Nick Chubb, 9 touchdowns, 4.5 per carry, 1,200 yards. Jacoby Myers with 1,200 yards, 11 touchdowns. Josh Reynolds, 16 touchdowns, 1,100 yards. That deserves star dev, but he's almost 30 already, so I don't know if he's going to get it. 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns for Devontae Smith, and Kyrus Barnes, 127 tackles for a loss, 19 for Aaron Donald, sacks, 14 for Aaron Donald, 14 for Tyree Wilson, 13.5 for Dexter Lawrence, and 11 for Quiddy Bay. What a sack distribution center, bro. And interceptions, 2 for Nick Needham, safeties, 1 for Aaron Donald, and 0 defensive touchdowns. But let's see what we got against the MVP quarterback, Kenny Pickett, who was on a 9-8 team. I'm pretty sure it's because he has Cooper Kupp. But let's see what we got. We beat them 28-10. Here to face the 12-5 Miami Dolphins, who we beat in the conference championship. This seems to happen with the Dolphins and the Chargers quite a lot. But we lose this time, 31-21. But let's move in to the offseason for the 4th and final season. Niners beat the Dolphins in the Super Bowl as Travis Gibson wins the Super Bowl MVP. Anthony Richardson apparently wins the league MVP. It literally just said that Kenny Pickett won it, so I guess you have to wait until after the Super Bowl to see, because I guess since we beat them in the wild card round, they just consider we're better. Falcons head coach Bob Bates wins Coach of the Year. Okay, but Anthony Richardson wins the league MVP. Joshua McQueen, Coach of the Year. What a name. Lightning McQueen, baby. Let's see what we got for the player upgrades. Better have a superstar dev. I mean, realistically, if someone won MVP, they would get X Factor immediately, no matter what they were, no matter what development they were. But I'm going to keep him as superstar dev. Timmons is only a star dev. Defensively, looks like we are basically, yeah, we are the exact same. Unfortunate. But anyways, let's move in to the re-sign players. In the AFC North, Cody Parkey, double doink, retires. And Kirk Cousins retires on the Bengals. Levante David retires on the Bengals as well. Let's see what we have for the players ready to negotiate. Is we are going to have Nick Needham. Again, I'll give you player friendly. I do want you back on the team just for a little bit with this final season. Josh Reynolds can walk. Even though he had a crazy season, it's because of the scheme we're in. It's not because he's good. Anyways, let's move into free agency. Here we are after free agency again. Tyson Campbell, Logan Cook as a punter, Paris Campbell as a slot receiver to replace Josh Reynolds, and we also have Matt Gay as a kicker. But anyways, apart from that, let's move into the draft in the 4th and final season. Now that we finally have a 1st-round pick, I'm picking up a center who I'm going to move to right guard, Walt Riles out of Clemson, 6'3", 311, hidden development, 85 strength, A, impact blocking, B, run blocking, A, run block power, and B, pass blocking. He looks pretty good. In the 2nd round, I'm picking up right outside linebacker Warren Edmonds out of New Hampshire. Interesting. 6'2", 253, hidden development, solid athleticism, B's across the board. He's pretty good. Here we are after the draft. Wow, this guy is already a 78 overall with the boost. I mean, 75, still good. I mean, yeah, I picked him in the 1st round, but still, he's going to be my starting right guard for the 4th and final year. The team looks very, very good. Great restart. I said successful considering we at least made it to the Super Bowl, but obviously the goal is to win it. Got Tyson Campbell, Godwin, Derek Stingley. Team looks so good. 88 overall. Anyways, it's now time to move into the 4th and final season. And here we are, 11-6, 2nd in the division. The first time we have not come in 1st place in our division because of the loss to the New York Jets. But Of course, Saquon Barkley's on the Chargers. Our points per game is lacking now, but stats and awards, let's see what we got. We have Anthony Richardson continuing to be a baller, 6th best offense, probably not going to be MVP this year, and 7th best defense. 4,800 yards, 34 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 101 pass rating is a great season. Nick Chubb, 18 touchdowns, 4.6 per carry, 1,400 yards. Devontae Smith, 105 receptions, 1,500 yards, 10 touchdowns is an amazing season. Jacoby Myers, 4 touchdowns, 1,200 yards. Paris Campbell, 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. Again, not as good as Josh Reynolds, but whenever you put someone in the slot, they go crazy. But looking at it defensively, Kyrus Barnes, 124 tackles for a loss, 26 for Dexter Lawrence, sacks, 16.5 for Aaron Donald, 15 for Kwity Paye, 14 for Dexter Lawrence. Kwity Paye went crazy. I didn't even select him. Good pick by the AI. Derek Stingley with 4 interceptions. Safeties is 0. Defensive touchdowns is 0. But let's see what we got here against the Los Angeles Chargers in the 4th and final season. Are they going to get their revenge on us? This is the best of 3 game. We played them 3 times in the playoffs, and we beat them. They beat us in the conference championship, though, but that's what matters for them. But here to face the 84 overall Titans. We're a 90 overall team, 6 overalls higher, and we beat them 31-13. Here to face the 87 overall Las Vegas Raiders. Considering we have not won the Super Bowl yet, I'm just going to hop into this. Here we are against the Las Vegas Raiders as it is 0-0. Okay, 0-0 at the end of the first quarter. We strike first, 3-0. Come on, 10-0. Good 2-score lead. And at halftime, it's still 10-0. Defense holding strong, 13-0. Still, I like our offense to put up more points. 7-13, their first points in the 4th quarter. 7-16, 7-24, 14-24, and that is going to be wraps as your Cleveland Browns are going back to the Super Bowl. Let's get into it. They have Brock Purdy. Interesting. And here we are back in the Super Bowl, this time here to face Jonathan Taylor and the Seattle Seahawks. Notice how all the teams that have been winning Super Bowls have X-Factor running backs. It's because running backs solely determine simulation and edge rushers. But anyways, I'm not going to waste any time. Let's move into it. I'm not even going to look into the player developments. Here we are against the Seattle Seahawks as it is a 7-0 start for us. Good stuff. Come on, defense holds strong. 13-0. I don't know how we didn't get the extra point. 17-13. I literally have like an 80 overall kicker, an 81 with Matt Gay. 28-14, 35-14. Yeah, it really doesn't matter now. 21-35. And that is going to be wraps as your Cleveland Browns win their first ever Super Bowl with the Cleveland Browns restart. Let me know if you guys do want any other videos like this. I would be much appreciated as your Cleveland Browns do successfully get rebooted. And CJ Stroud is now on the Seahawks. Wasn't he on, like, I forgot what other team he was on, but he was definitely on a different team. He was not on that team before. As my nail is bleeding. That is weird. Anyways, apart from that, guys, it is now time to see who we got for your Super Bowl MVP, and then we will end out this video and tell me which team you do want me to restart next. But let's see what we got. Your Super Bowl MVP is Anthony Richardson. Kenny Pickett wins another league MVP with the Bills. No other awards here for your Cleveland Browns. But anyways, guys, apart from that, I thank you guys all for watching. Make sure you leave a like on the video. It would be much appreciated. And once again, guys, I'll see you guys all in the next one.